Hello folks, you guys were the recipient of a nice brown envelope full of papers, right? I want you to use the papers that are found in the envelope to do a couple of labs. The first lab that we're going to do is going to use a reference that's found either on Connect or OneNote. I'm going to upload the pictures from this packet and I'm going to put them on OneNote or on Connect. You can use them at either place. And what you'll notice, this looks an awful lot like a packet that I sent you in the mail. So what I've done on this packet, not on your packet, but on this packet, is I've outlined the areas in yellow that I want you to fill in, and I want you to fill out these areas using the reference above. Now this is not highlighted on your worksheet, so you're going to have to go ahead and highlight this. So let me flip through the pages here. And I'll also take a picture of this and put it on OneNote and on Connect so that you know exactly what you're supposed to do. You don't have to fill in anything more or anything less than what I have highlighted. There you go. And then what we're going to do is draw a cell, and within your cell, you're going to cut out these processes that I have in your packet. For instance, this one is glycolysis. This one is an upside down Krebs cycle. This one is the prep step. This one is the lactic acid fermentation. This one is an overview of the prep step and the citric acid cycle. And that one actually tells you what I want you to do with it. This one I said was the citric acid cycle. And then this one is the electron transport chain and chemiosmosis. So I'm going to have you cut out these pictures, and then you're going to paste them in the appropriate area on the poster that I'm going to have you draw. So I have the skeleton of the poster started, and I'm going to work on completing this to show you what I want yours to look like eventually when you're done. When you're finished with your poster and you have it completely made, you're going to answer the questions on this packet, which is called Cellular Respiration Packet Practice Questions. It's 3.5 pages long. It was found in your laboratory packet that I sent in the mail. You're going to answer the questions using your poster for the most part. And you can also refer in your textbook. Now your textbook doesn't have the appendix in it. Actually, it will have the appendix in it. It would be in your Anatomy and Physiology 2 book. And you're going to look in Appendix E. Appendix E talks about cellular respiration and all of the processes that are found within cellular respiration. It's going to give you some figures that you can use to answer the questions. And this one looks a lot like the one that I have for you in your packet over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause this video, and I'm going to go ahead and fill out I'm going to actually make the poster so you can see what I want it to look like when you're finished. Okay, folks, so I worked on my poster a little bit, and let me show you what I've done. First of all, the outer borders of my paper are the cell membrane. The inner portion here is the cytoplasm, and I've drawn one big organelle. This one whole organelle is, guess what? You guessed it, it's a mitochondria. So my mitochondria is drawn out of proportion of my cell, but I need it to be big so that I can put all this stuff inside of it. So the mitochondria has an outer membrane, and it has an inner membrane, and I've labeled those. Inner membrane, and there it is, mitochondrial outer membrane. I labeled it. This space in here is called the intermembrane space. This space in here that I colored green is called the matrix. This space in here, remember, that I colored blue is called the inner membrane space. So what I did with my packet is I cut my packet apart. I cut it apart and I put these specific processes like glycolysis, lactic acid fermentation, the citric acid cycle, the electron transport chain, and chemiosmosis into their appropriate areas in the cytoplasm or in the mitochondria. How do you know where these go? This will take a little bit of studying, right? So I have videos that I have made for you that talk about glycolysis, the lactic acid fermentation, the citric acid cycle, the prep step, which I need to label a little bit louder, and the electron transport chain and chemiosmosis. We're going to talk about these in class. We may have already done that. Maybe, maybe not. If not, the videos are made for you. You don't have to wait for me. You can get started if you'd like. There's one more thing I have that's an overview of the prep step and the TCA cycle. I want you to put that in the lower right-hand portion of your poster. So why do I want you to make this poster? This poster, I've specifically took these diagrams. I use these specific ones for a reason. The reason is each one shows the molecular formula. See, of these particular molecules. Some I've labeled for you, some I haven't. Here's glucose. Here's glucose 6-phosphate. Here's fructose 6-phosphate, et cetera, et cetera. And then some of them you're going to have to label. Well, I guess these are labeled too. There are certain areas where I've yellowed out that you'll have to label yourself. So probably those things that I've left for you to label are carbon dioxide and ATP and NADH. So this gives you an overview of what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to cut that packet apart, paste them in the appropriate areas, fill in the yellow marks, and go ahead and make a poster like I've made. You're making a cellular respiration poster with anaerobic cellular respiration and aerobic cellular respiration that's in the mitochondria. So that'll give you a good start. This, I want you to tape these in the areas that they're supposed to go. We'll talk about where they go in class. If you want to wait for us to go over that, you can. Otherwise, have fun, get started. I guess one more thing that I wanted to say, I was pointing out that the molecules, the molecular formula shown, because a lot of the questions in the packet over here require you to answer how many carbon molecules are in each molecule. So 2C means that there's 2 carbons, 3 carbons, 4 carbons, 6 carbons, etc. Well, you have to have all of this stuff memorized. Some you will, some you won't. And you'll know by attending class and listening closely to your lecture. So I hope this video was helpful for you. Have a great day. This assignment is called your cellular respiration poster. We will have a quiz over the cellular respiration poster. We're doing this as part of a lab for cellular respiration, the material that we're covering in lecture. You will be able to use this poster and this packet for a Kahoot quiz that we're going to have the week following the week that we make the poster. So there'll be a Kahoot quiz. It'll be worth 15 points. And you may use these things to answer questions that I will pose on Kahoot. Each question will be worth 1 point, and you'll have 60 seconds to determine the correct answer, and each one will be a multiple choice question. So have a good day. Bye.